Good morning. My name is Eric Christopher Webb, and I am the Director of Communications and Public Relations at The Lincoln University. We are assembled this morning on the campus of The Lincoln University, the nation's oldest and first degree-granting HBCU, to announce the new head coach, football coach, of The Lincoln University Lions. This morning we will have remarks from the Athletics Director, Ms. Dianthia Ford Key, the Lincoln University President, Dr. Robert R. Jennings, who will also introduce the new head coach and then also the head coach. We ask that any reporters reserve any questions till the end. Ms. Ford Key.
Good morning. I would like to welcome everyone to the press conference and thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to welcome our new head coach to the university and the community. I would like to thank the search committee for their time and commitment to the charge. The search committee reviewed over 80 applications, held phone interviews, and narrowed the selection to 3 in-person interviews. After their selection of the 3 in-person interviews, Dr. Jennings, myself, and the committee interviewed each candidate. I am delighted and excited about our future of the football team. With that said, our 13th president, Dr. Robert R. Jennings, will introduce our new head football coach. Thank you.
Thank you, Dianthia. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, y'all can do better than that. Wake up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, that sounds so much better. Sounds so much better. You're on Lions country. You know, we got a better roar than that. Let me take this opportunity this morning and say how much it is an honor and a pleasure for me to announce the new head football coach and leader of the Lincoln University Lions football program. We are delighted this morning. We recognize the fact that this gentleman stands in the footprints of the legendary coach and former Pro Football Hall of Famer Fritz Pollak, who once led our Lincoln Lions, as well as the legendary actor, social activist, lawyer, and athlete Paul Robeson, who also served as Pollak's assistant coach prior to Lincoln's suspending his football program for 48 years. Since the return of football in 2008 and moved to NCAA Division II and the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association in 2010, the Lincoln University has experienced all the growing pains of building a new football program from virtually ashes. However, I'm confident that the Lincoln University has now selected the perfect candidate to move us forward. He is both an experienced coach, having coached on all levels of the game, and as a former record-setting Southern Methodist University quarterback and All-American, I can think of no better combination in a coach to make our program consistent with our university's history, and that is first. He comes to Lincoln from a highly decorated coaching career in the NCAA Division I with Mississippi Valley State and the University of North Texas as an offensive coordinator and quarterback coach. Prior to coming to Lincoln, our new coach, who also assisted with academic and other administrative duties, worked 3 years for the Mississippi Valley State football program under head coach Carl Morgan. Before his stint at Mississippi Valley State, he spent the 2008 season as the wide receivers coach at Prestonwood Christian Academy and was the quarterbacks coach at Galveston Ball High School in 2009. Before coaching at the high school level, he spent 8 seasons as an assistant coach at the University of Northern Texas, 5 of the program's offensive coordinators. In his first season of directing the offense, the coach helped the Mean Green amass 3,699 total yards, which was at the time the highest total since 1994. In his second year, he improved the offense to 4,257 total yards of offense and a scoring average of 27.5 points per game, which was also the best for North Texas since 1994. During the 2004 campaign, his offense posted more than 4,000 total yards of offense for the second time in the school's history. While serving as offensive coordinator under then head coach narrowly. North Texas won 4 consecutive Sun Belt Conference championships and made 4 postseason bowl appearances. We are expecting no less here at Lincoln University. In 6 years as the quarterback's coach at North Texas, our new coach was responsible for the development of several young quarterbacks and was faced with a similar challenge in 2005. Scott Hall became a starter as a true freshman in 2001, and under the coach's direction, improved to lead the Mean Green to his first bowl game in 42 years the following season. Our new coach was also one of 10 coaches selected to participate in the NCAA's inaugural expert coaching program in June of 2004. The program was created for ethnic minority football coaches with at least 6 years of experience to help in the development of minority coaches. He was chosen again in 2005, unprecedented. He also participated in the NFL Minority Internship Program, spending time with the Green Bay Packers. A 1997 graduate of Southern Methodist University as a player, he led the Mustangs to a 6-5 record, the school's first winning season since 1986. He concluded his Southern Methodist University career as the school's leader in total offense with 7,437 yards and as the school's 4th all-time leading passer with 5,640 yards. He is the only player in SMU's history to pass for 5,500 or more yards and rush for at least 1,500 yards. He had 30 career passing touchdowns and 27 career rushing touchdowns for a school record 57 touchdowns produced. In 1994, he was one of 11 players in the country selected to the College Football Association's All-American team. That season, he was also named a second-team All-Southwestern Athletic Conference pick after finishing 13 in the nation in total offense, 237 yards per game. And in 1996, he was named Western Athletic Conference Mountain Division Player of the Week after a 23-10 win over Arkansas. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Lions, please allow me to introduce this morning the new head football coach of the Lincoln University Lions football team, Coach Raymond Flanagan. Let's stand. Wear this with lots of pride. I expect to see it on your head often.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And you already have on the right color, so you're a smart man.
Yes, sir.
But I want to make certain we take it to one more level with the Lincoln Lions on it.
Thank you.
Because that's the group that you'll be leading here
Yes,
at this
sir.
university.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Yes. Hello, Lion Nation.
Hello.
I'd like to first thank Dr. Jennings and Ms. Ford Key. Interesting call. I call her Coach D, but today it's official. Mrs. Ford Key. One of the things that was very interesting and intriguing about this position is the core leadership, which I shared with both of them, that is dynamic at this university. And you listen to Dr. Jennings, and he reminds me of Jerry Jones. He's going to be the Jerry Jones of the East. High expectations, which that's good, because there's no one that's going to place higher expectations on myself than I will. I can't say enough about Coach D. Ms. Ford Key, it's Coach D again. Dynamic leader. She reminds me a lot of someone that I've been nurtured and groomed for 38 years, hardworking and diligent, which their trust in me to lead this program says a lot, because they've accomplished things at every level, and that's one of the things that I think was most important for me in being interested in this job, is that I have great leadership above me. The search committee, led by Dr. Walton, I'd like to thank them for not messing it up. Getting this deal done right. It's been a wonderful deal. From the moment I talked to Dr. Walton, I felt the warmth that I've continued to feel throughout this university, and they did a good job of doing a very, very thorough process, but also making everyone feel like this is the place that you'd want to be. I'd like to recognize and thank some people who made this all possible. Starting first and foremost with my parents, my mother and father, who are here today to share this experience with me. It's been a long journey. It's been a fun journey. Football has given me a lot. Football's taken a lot from me. Probably the best thing about my entire life is I've been able to be successful because my parents allowed me to have a support system that's unmatched. When you have a real support system, you're able to go out on a limb and reach out and do things and not fear for failure because you know you have a safety net, which is what I have. There's a lot that comes with that safety net, but I have a safety net and a great support system. My sister, one of my two sisters is here as well, Raylynn. She's not only my sister, she's one of my best friends. And Lincoln Nation needs to Google and look at her picture because during the games, you can sometimes get confused because there will be somebody that's talking about the play calling and the coaching and all that stuff, and so you think you want to join in. Don't join in because she doesn't let anybody else do that. That's just her job. My family. Like I said, my support system from the day I was sitting on the bench, B team, not a big time football player like Dr. Jennings thinks I was. Always treated me like I was, and that's one of the things that instilled in me the confidence and the ability to go out and do the things that I've been able to do, and I cannot thank them enough for that. I've got a group of friends, core friends. I don't have a lot of friends, and I joke about it, but that's on purpose because my friends are genuine. One of them is here today, Byron Lacey, but I've got 4 guys that I talk to all the time, and I can tell them anything, and I do tell them anything, which is one of the reasons I won't ever get to run for political office, because I can tell them things, and they can tell me, Ramon, that's stupid, Ramon, that's good, let's go get them. And good and bad, up and down, they've been there together. Mr. Mike Scott, who's not here today, had a traveling engagement. Brett Alexander, Kevin Shepard, people like that. And I'm a person, I'm going to name names. When people invest in me, I love telling you that I appreciate you. I don't think that happens enough in our society. And one of the things that when I get through, I'm secure enough in myself, I can tell people I like you. I can tell people that you've invested in me and thank you. That's one of the things that I was able to do growing up in the environment that I was growing up in. And that's how I'm secure and able to be successful in a lot of things. Also, some coaches that invested in me at every step. I can remember every coach from BJ to Mickey Miller, Scott Carmichael, on through to Wayne LeBlue, Tom Rossley, Coach Daryl Dickey, Mike Cavan, everyone that's invested in me because I've taken something from all the people that I played for. I was lucky and I was blessed because I've never played for a coach that did not invest in me personally and did not have my well-being at the forefront. I've seen coaches that's not their goal, and I was blessed at every level to have coaches that did that. Coach Dickey's one of the ones that I played for and also coached for, who everything that I am in this profession is because of him. Because at an early age, he tabbed me and groomed me to do things at a different level, to do things a little different than most people, which allowed me to be in this position right now, professionally. Carl Morgan, the gentleman that I worked for, I got to take away from him a lot of things that will help me going forward. He has one of the toughest jobs in America at Mississippi Valley State, no question. And the way he goes about his business every day with a professional, joyful attitude is something that I'm going to emulate and take here. Because the one thing that we can control is our attitude. And every day, win, lose, or draw, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a smile on our face and continue to do the things and take care of these young men that we're in charge of taking care of. It's been a long journey. This is a tough business. And the thing I can tell you about Ramon Flanagan is he's resilient. He can take a gut punch. I remember time after time not getting jobs, and my mom is, solid in her faith. Just believe, keep believing. And I'm not trying to hear all that because I know I was the most qualified. I know I was that job was meant for me. And the thing about life is you get things when they are meant for you. And this is the place that I was meant to be at this certain time. Growing up as a coach, you have in your mind, you've done this a million times, this press conference. You never know what backdrop is behind you. Growing up in Texas, it's a Longhorn backdrop or it's a Mustang backdrop. But right now, there's not a backdrop that I'd rather have behind me than the Lincoln logo. Because at this point in time in my career, this is the best place. I would not rather be any place in the world than right here, right now, with the people that are in this room. I'm going to enjoy the honeymoon. I enjoy going around and meeting people for the first time, and they say, "Hey, coach," and they're excited to see you. We're going to win. Let's go, rah rah. People that know me, this is probably close I'll get to a real honeymoon because I doubt I'll ever get married. So I'm going to enjoy this one. I'm going to enjoy the moment. And my mom's not laughing. That tells you something. I've heard good things come to those who wait. I don't really believe that. I believe good things come to those who are talented and prepare themselves well. And I've done both of those. People that don't know me very well, have never known me, have never been in a room with me before, in a state with me before. I read these internet blogs with the people who hide behind their screen names, and the word I hear all the time is arrogant. And that's probably because I have a very small skill set, very, very limited things that I do well, and those things I do very well, so I talk about them. But I'm going to do something that's probably unmatched at a press conference. I'm going to talk about some of the things that I don't do very well, so the people who are up late at night ripping me can have some actual facts to talk about. First thing, I cannot dance at all. No parts of me can dance. I cannot sing. I don't know anything about cars. I'm losing my hair at a rapid, alarming pace, and I will beat a child in Wii unmercifully until their parents make them go home. Okay? Those are some things, those are the facts. So they can blog and post about that. What drives me? It's very simple. Every morning I have the same two things that get me out of bed, that make me smile every single morning. And I usually send those two people a message every morning that says, kick butt today. And that's Brianna and Madeline. You know, my drive, it's very simple. Some people are driven by money, and I like money. I love money. Some people are driven by things and fame and fortune. Those things, they don't do a whole lot for me because they're fleeting. I have two girls that I invest in every day in some sort of way, but they probably give me more than I give them because they're unbelievable young women. And so it gives me a little hope of what our future can be like. That thought process is the same thing that I take into investing into young men. And we're going to start talking, it's enough about me. Now it's time to start talking about Lincoln football. And I'm going to tell you briefly a couple of things about us and what you can expect out of us. Everybody talks about winning, and nobody in this room likes winning more than me. There's two wildly different sides to Ramon Flanagan. One is very serious, one is very passionate, one's very focused, and that's today. The other one that a lot of people in this room have been able to see is goofy, silly, fun. That's also the other side. And I have a good balance. That's what makes me work. Everybody has to find what makes them work. That's what makes me work. In this room today, before I get to the football team and the program, I'd like to acknowledge the people of the athletics administration and the athletic staff, because I've been here just over a week and I feel like part of the family. And that doesn't happen very often. And I've told each one of you that individually. It's hard coming in and being the new kid on the block from the West. And everybody here has embraced me, and I appreciate you guys taking the time out to be here. And just like y'all invested in me, and I've told each one of the head coaches I've been able to meet with, I want to be the biggest fan at the game. I will be the person, you know, with the face painted, whatever we need to do, because we're a family here, and you guys have done that, and I thank you very much for that. Lincoln football. Lincoln football is not going to be for everybody, and I told our players that the other day. To be a Lincoln football player, you're going to have to be special. You're going to have to be different. That doesn't mean you have to be 6'4", 300 pounds and can run a 4.4. But the things that we're going to expect, we don't have rules. We have expectations. I expect a Lincoln football player to be awesome in the classroom. Not show up in the classroom, awesome in the classroom. I want to excel in the classroom. I want to excel in the community, and I want to excel in the football field. That's tough to do. Those young men are tough to find. And one of the things I tell everybody, and this is where I get that arrogant tag, I did that. That's how I know that they exist. You can be off the charts in the classroom. You can be off the charts in the community and be a leader in the community. It can be off the charts on the football field. They're hard to find, which that's why they pay us a lot of money to go recruit. And we're going to find them, kids that fit in here, young men that fit in here. What they can expect from us, from our staff, is they can expect us to put their well-being at the first and foremost of everything we do. Every decision that we make is going to be for the betterment of our student athletes. Their safety. Make sure that they have a great experience in college. Everybody's not lucky enough to go to college, and even fewer are lucky enough to play college football at this level. And the thing that we're going to have to do at this university is we're going to have to bridge the gap and let it be one family. The faculty, you know, when we do our next press conference after our CIAA championship, I want a lot of faculty in here, because they've got to understand that we're a complement to them. We're here for higher education, and the better our football team is, the better our track programs are, the better our basketball teams are, the better our university looks, you know, at a global level, which helps everybody. And that's part of my mission. That's part of our mission, is to bridge that gap and to get that communicated well. We're going to be a physically tough football team, a mentally tough football team. We're going to take pride in doing the little things, because those are things you can control. We're going to compete every day. We're not going to compete the 11 Saturdays out of the year. Everybody competes then. We're going to compete every day of the year, because that's how you win championships. It's not by showing up on Saturday and flipping some magic switch. Every day when I get dressed, there's not a Superman costume underneath here. I'm only one person. Winning is a process. I've been very, very lucky to be around some people who are very good at what they do. Nick Saban's, Tony Dungy's, and I listen because they're successful. And the thing I always tell people is Nick Saban's one of the hottest football coaches in America right now. Cannot do any wrong. 5-6 years ago, he was in Miami, Florida, and got run out of town. Very simple reason, because the process failed. Instead of signing Drew Brees to be their quarterback, they signed Dante Culpepper, and the rest is history. So it's a process. I'm one part of that process. I'm one piece of the puzzle. But for us to be successful, and I'm going to go to the alumni chapters across the East Coast and across the country and tell everybody exactly what their role is to help us be successful, because it's a team deal. You know, this is not an institution that has unbelievable amounts of funding and scholarships and all those things. That does not mean we can't be successful. What it means is we've got to bond together and have a unified effort and have a team goal. So when we succeed, we succeed. And that's fun, because I've been on that on both sides, as a player and as a coach, at places that you know weren't perennial powerhouses, weren't favorites. The small kid on the block, and then come and beat the big kid on the block over the head unmercifully. And those things are fun because nobody says you can do it. I played with a chip on my shoulder, and I coach with a chip on my shoulder, because I love when people say I can't do something. I love people telling me, well, Lincoln, you know, in the past, that's the past. The things going forward, the people I surround myself with are problem solvers. I don't need anybody else to tell me what the problems are. We all know what the problems are. When you come to me, come give me some solutions, and then we'll go forward, and that's going to be fun. In closing, I just want to tell you guys that I'm honored and I'm humbled to be the ambassador of the university in the role of head football coach. Thank you.
Now we'll entertain questions if there are any questions from the press or the audience.
Yes, Coach. Hi, I'm Yoga Hayes from the Day Local News. I was just wondering what attracted you to this program in particular. Were there certain things that you knew about the program and what attracted you?
Yes, sir. And that's good, because that's one of the things I left off my notes. This is my dream job. You know, you hear people say this is their dream job and it's where they grew up. My dream job consists of these things. Great administration, because I've seen what happens to a football coach and football program when you don't have the people behind you that have your back. That's the first thing, is I did a lot of research, and I kept trying to drop it on Dr. Jennings so he knew I'd researched and talked about all the places he had been, because that to me is the most important thing. Knowing that every Saturday, we're not going to win every Saturday. I hate to break that to everybody. Our goal is to win every Saturday, but the reality is we won't win every Saturday. And there are reasons why you don't win every Saturday. There are reasons why you do win on Saturdays. And to me, it's important that I have an open line of communication with my administration. That's the first thing. Second thing is location. We're in a great location. You talk about an untapped, hidden diamond, Lincoln University is that. You know, 45 minutes to an hour, you can get to 3 or 4 major metropolitan areas that are full of talent and full of Lincoln alums. What more could you ask for? Facilities. Has anybody seen our stadium? Unbelievable. And then there are things on campus. When I see buildings on campus, that means that there's growth. And then we also have a great group of people, which I didn't really know until I got here. And so those, for me, you know, that's why it's easy for me to go 4,000 miles away from my hometown and be at a place that is new to me, because I feel like the things that I need to be successful, which are things that can't be measured, they're usually inside of people that I have here.
Yes.
Coach, talk about the culture here at Lincoln and how you plan to change it.
It's unique. You know, here we have a unique situation, because just being back new to football 5 years, we don't have a culture of people who've grown up playing football here. People that have gone to school recently and watched football games. And so you're changing the entire dynamic, the entire way of thinking. And that's part of the process. It's going to take a little bit more time, because you cannot replace a generation in a year. We need generations of Lincoln football players, of people that went to school and said, oh man, I remember when we beat Cheney State and had, you know, parties all night and had a good time. Dr. Jennings let us, you know, go to school late the next Monday because it was such a big win, whatever it may be. Those are memories that it takes time to create. See, Doctor, I've got great periph.
He was trying to drop that as he went along. But that's not going to work here.
Out of my periph. Brianna gets that. And those are things that come with a football program. And it's going to take time. The thing about changing the culture is it takes one person. You know, we have a great leader that he's dynamic. You know, he goes out and he gets out in front. And when you have leaders that do that, you got to either follow and keep up or you get left behind, which is good. And that's transparent in everything that we do here. And so changing the culture, that probably is the toughest thing. And for me, I've been lucky enough to go through that process at every level. As a player at North Texas, at SMU, I'm following a death penalty when, you know, there was not a good football culture. At North Texas, when there was no football culture. And in Mississippi Valley, at a place that hadn't won a championship in 62 years. And so I understand the things that come with that. And a lot of that, you know, my passion, my joy, you're not going to take it. So my optimism will not be abashed or knocked off by what we can't do.
Coach, from your experience, how much catching up this first year are you going to have to do since you're coming in after the spring game, the spring practice?
Yes, sir, a ton. You know, and the good thing for me, I think, not being married is I can dedicate a whole. I don't sleep very often, and there's a lot of work to be done. The good thing about it is I have a couple of guys on the staff that are dynamic. We're going to get some more guys on the staff that are hard workers, because for me, that's a good thing. We're going to get into schools in the next couple weeks and start sharing our vision, our plan for where we see Lincoln football going in a year. And I'm not a guy that says, oh, we came in late, so this year doesn't count. I've got 22 seniors in that locker room that I talked to last week. This season does count. We do expect to win this year, because we expect to win every year. And so we're going to have to work even harder than we normally will to catch up. And once we catch up, we'll be ready to go this season.
You mentioned staff. Do you have a staff? Are there any holdovers? Are you bringing some people in?
It's still in the works, but there's some guys on the staff that I have a lot of respect for. I have a lot of respect for Coach OJ, because the first staff is very tough, because you're doing everything fresh. You know, you make mistakes, you have things that you have no control over, and they've done a good job of getting a good firm foundation for us to build on in the future. And that's one of the things that I don't mind saying, because I see the remnants of some good things that have happened here. We've got to continue doing those good things and do even more good things in the future. The thing that's been very, very humbling about this experience is the amount of phone calls, emails, and text messages I've gotten of people that want to be here. And there's two reasons they want to be here. I think they have belief in what I do, what I'm about, what I'm going to do, and they also have a belief in what can be done here, what amazing things can be done here. And that's one of the good things about Lincoln, is we're going to be setting history. You know, the basketball team, everything you're doing that's positive, you're setting history, because there's not a lot of history, you know, in the past, which that's kind of good. And so that's the thing we're going to sell to coaches, to players. You have a chance here to be a part of something special, be a part of history. And as a player, that you know, the things that he read, there's nothing like being a part of history, because you can't change that. When you do it on Saturdays and you really do it, they can say you're arrogant and you're bald and all these things, but they can't erase the things that you do on Saturdays. They can't erase the things that you do in the classroom. You can't erase the things that you do in the community. And that's what I love about this sport, and I love about athletics.
Coach, can you talk about your offensive and defensive philosophies, or philosophies?
Yes, it's very simple. You know, everybody talks about systems, and I still don't know what a system is. You know, for me, on defense, we're going to put our best 11 players out on the field all the time, and as a coaching staff, we're going to put them in the best situations to be successful. To me, that's coaching. You know, we can draw X's and O's and schemes, and they all work. Every one of my plays work all the time on the grease board. We have to find out what our players do best and put them in situations to be successful. And I will just tell you, offensively, what we do is we're going to control the football, we're going to be dynamic, we're going to be fun and cute and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, we're going to do what's in the best interest of our football team. And so that's ever-changing. You know, some of the things that have happened in the past that place I've been familiar with is people get stuck on their system. And they'll go out and they'll throw the ball 50 times, 60 times a game, and their defense is playing 80 snaps a game. That's not best for our team. And right now, where our team is, we're gonna be very, very good on defense. And so we're gonna play to our defense being successful. We're gonna take care of the ball on offense. We're gonna take shots when we have opportunities to take shots. And we're gonna control the clock and make sure that we're in the game in the fourth quarter, which gives us a chance to win, as opposed to going out there trying to get into gunfights with people and you know, we may be outgunned. We're going to do a good job of getting our guys fundamentally, technically sound, and put them in great situations time after time and allow them to be successful and just play. You know, everything that happens, you know, Lincoln football, guys miss passes, miss assignments, that's going to all be on me, because I want our guys to go out and play and not worry about anything. You know, that safety, that support system I told you about, I don't want our players ever to worry about making a mistake. I want them to go out there and play 100%, and whatever happens, it happens. I'll talk to the media actors and tell them every week, we weren't prepared well enough, we didn't do this enough, because I want our players to understand that first, I have their back, and then second of all, they don't have to worry about making mistakes, because you're going to make mistakes in this game. But you make more mistakes when you're worried about making mistakes. And so I don't want our players to worry about anything except taking care of those three things. And those three things we're going to take care of, which is being good in the classroom, first of all, being great in the community, and then on Saturdays, just turning it loose and letting it go, having fun. It's never good when you're at a press conference and your daughter yawns on the front row. It's not good.
If there are no more questions, we'll conclude this press conference. Thank you.
Thanks to all of you for coming.